and to attain indigenous capabilities, our progress has not been in consonance with our objective of achieving overall self-reliance. External dependency, especially in high-end aerospace technology, continues to ail us. We still import a lion's share of our equipment from abroad. I feel that all stakeholders need to make a concerted effort towards boosting our indigenous capability, especially in aerospace sector. In spite of our modernization drive, the Indian Air Force, like all other air forces, would continue to operate a mix of new and relatively older generation aircraft, even in the foreseeable future. Maintenance of the older technology and legacy systems with diverse technology poses a serious challenge. The faster pace of obsolescence, reducing spare support from the OEMs, increasing cost of imports, and unreliability of some of the foreign vendors prompts us to accelerate the process of indigenization and increase our dependence on our own industry. It is absolutely clear that dedicated R&D and indigenization hold the key to success in our efforts to attain self-reliance in defense production. DRDO is the premier organization that has been undertaking R&D for defense products. DRDO, along with other R&D organizations and the Indian industry, have definitely contributed towards our capability building in the past. In the present scenario, there is also a need for the private sector to diversify its interests and play a greater role in developing the Indian aerospace industry. The Indian private sector is rich in required assets like a strong financial position, infrastructural support, advanced R&D facilities, and has spurred a kind of industrial revolution in our country today. It is therefore not surprising that there has been a surge in joint ventures and collaborations with our Indian industry. Our industry has been involved in design and development of combat platforms and weapon systems. Development of LCA was taken up as a D&D project by ADA and HAL. It's had its share of problems and has come a long way today. It's been in excess of 30 years since the program was first conceptualized. We expect to induct the LCA shortly, middle of next year in the squadron service. HAL today is also producing the Su-30 MKI with TOT from the OEM. The FGFA, the fifth generation fighter aircraft, would be developed as a joint venture by HAL with Russia and is planned for induction by 2017 into the Indian Air Force. This, as you can imagine, will require a high degree of technology absorption by our industry. The medium transport aircraft is also being developed as a joint venture by HAL and also expected to be inducted by about 2017. Additional projects for production of ALH Mark III and development of the WSI version is also being undertaken by HAL. These helicopters are expected to be ready for induction into the Air Force soon. So HAL has had a mixed bag of success, especially considering its limitations. The DRDO has had spectacular results in the missile program like Agni, Prithvi, the medium-range SAMs, as well as the Akash. The BrahMos supersonic cruise missile is being developed by our industry as a joint venture with Russia. The Indian Air Force is very happy with the indigenous Rohini radar produced by Bell, and its induction was increased from the initial order of 7 to about 37 and beyond. The indigenously developed Ashlisa radar has also been cleared for induction into the Air Force. Many electronic warfare systems like the Tarang, RWR and the Tranquil have been developed by DRDO and our industry. We have also undertaken complex projects like developing AEW&C aircraft and AWACS indigenously. The upgrade programs of Jaguar, MiG-29, Mirage 2000 aircraft would be largely indigenous. It's a matter of great pride that presently over 60% of IRS procurements are from the Indian industry. However, a matter of concern is that a large part of this indigenous production is still heavily dependent on imports of components from foreign sources. While indigenization is being encouraged, all Indian industries need to focus and aspire to achieve higher indigenization content year on year through a synergistic approach. Now, pointing fingers is fine, I know that. But we need to understand our challenges also. What we are, why we are, and the many challenges that our industry is faced with. It is therefore important that the industry evolves strategies to counter these challenges. The high level of technology in aviation industry and denial of technology by the leaders in the field is one of the main challenges. The Indian industry has had a late entry in the field of aerospace technology, and to carry on R&D with or without POT is a challenging task. During my recent visit to the Czech Republic, it was surprising to see a small country like that have a tremendously solid R&D base, something which is even now being exploited by even the United States Defense Department. The success of Indian strategic organizations like ISRO, ONGC and Atomic Energy Commission in circumventing technology denial are examples to be emulated by the Indian aerospace industry as well. Next part is absorption or transfer of technology. Now this is another challenge that our industry is faced with. There have been delays in license production due to late absorption of TOT from foreign OEMs because of lack of exposure of the floor level worker to advanced production technology. This in turn adversely affects the production schedule and the quality of the product. Aerospace equipment and spares, as you all know, need to meet very stringent quality and airworthiness requirements. And this is yet another challenging task for our industry. Our industry has to achieve and sustain the desired quality in defense production and accelerate the expansion of the technology base to improve its quality assurance mechanism. Needless to say, the private sector also has to be continuously encouraged by the government by formulation of policies conducive to their participation. I am glad that the acceptance of this fact is growing day by day. What we lose out by limited private sector participation is innovativeness and entrepreneurship. These two are basic essentials which are central to research, development and expansion of any industry. I strongly feel that the industry's potential in funding, infrastructure and R&D is huge and needs to be leveraged adequately. We therefore should genuinely and sincerely encourage the private sector to broaden our indigenous supply base. The Kelkar Committee's report gains importance in today's scenario, and I am sure that the recommendations would gain due weightage in the planning process. So far as the private sector is concerned, there have been very encouraging indications. A number of small and medium-scale entrepreneurs today are engaged in manufacturing supplying and maintaining components made for the Indian Air Force. I am sure that an adequate level of self-reliance has been achieved by these firms in these core competencies. As you progress, you need to modulate by looking outwards, forge consortiums to handle larger projects and thus contribute to our indigenization efforts by moving in from the fringes into the mainstream. The major portion of defense design in our country is done by DRDO, with PSUs being the producers. It's also a known fact that our PSUs have limitations, which one of them includes their inability to expand capabilities, and they are dependent largely on licensed production. The 30% offset clause, which has been mentioned earlier, all capital procurements above 300 crores is bound to boost the Indian industry. The government is further simplifying the already existing Naik category and is in the process of formulating a defense production policy which would address all issues pertaining to indigenous production. Charles Darwin, to quote, "In the long history of humankind, those who have learned to collaborate and improvise most effectively have always prevailed." ISRO today stands testimony to what we can achieve by synergizing the vision and the efforts of our government, industries and PSUs. There are many success stories likewise, the recent one being the operationalization of the Air Force Net, again a result of government, industry and the IF working in perfect harmony. The bottom line, I would say, is that concerned agencies understand the criticality of self-reliance in aerospace technology and work in unison to exploit and develop our inherent potential. With concerted efforts, innovative approach and adaptation of modern program management tools and techniques, I foresee a future where we will reap the benefits of a vibrant, self-reliant and technologically advanced aerospace industry with great clout in domestic and international market. Together we can create an aerospace industry capable of making equipment and the Indian Air Force exercising its buy options from within the country in the foreseeable future. Ladies and gentlemen, we speak on the backdrop of our Honorable Prime Minister having declared this as the decade of innovation. I am sure that this event would witness critical introspection of trends during the past year and would definitely take us a step further in our efforts to attain self-reliance in aerospace-related technology. A solution to such vexing issues is not easy, and every matter resolved will take us a step closer to attaining self-reliance. Thank you for your patience, and may I wish the conference all success. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much indeed, sir, for your most informative and very encouraging keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen,